Mayflower to Mission Control. We are now out of the solar system and on course to star system Rigel Kent, the planet Alpha Centauri 4. The first leg of our mission has gone well, and the crew's in high spirits. We had a little bit of a party to celebrate. We've given some thought to the name we would give our new home, and we've decided to name it Planet New Eden. As you know, the fleet of robotic terraforming ships that we sent out in 2041, which took 10 years to make the 4 light-year journey, has been there for almost 10 years, and all the data has shown success, and all operations are running smoothly. It's also in the same year that the supply ships landed, and the robots have been busy building life support and environment control structures. The material conversion and 3D printer systems have been able to fabricate almost all the parts necessary to make everything we need from the soil of the planet. It'll be another 3 years or so before we arrive, possibly less if the jump to light speed is better than anticipated. All the ship's navigation and life support control will remain under the supervision of the computers until that time. We've been traveling now for 22 days ship time, and we're approaching light speed, now at 99.457%. All systems checked, running at full expectations. Impulse drives are running at 100%, with computer control ready to go to 110% at the moment of threshold. 29 members of the crew have entered stasis, and all life support systems are running normal. I have elected to remain awake through the transition as the ship crosses light speed, which we expect to cross within the hour. You should receive this message within 4 days on 3/28/2061 ship time. This will be our last transmission until we exit light speed as we enter our new home, and keep us in your prayers, Mission Control. If all else goes well, you should receive our next transmission in approximately 7 years. It's been very hard for the crew and myself to say goodbye to our families and friends that we've left behind, but I'm honored to be the commander of this fine crew of brave men and women as we endeavor to expand the race of humanity into the heavens. God be with us and the people of Earth. This is Commander Randall Payton signing off. Mayflower to Mission Control. Mayflower to Mission Control. This is Commander Randall Payton. I have not gone into stasis. In fact, I have no intention of entering stasis at this point. Something incredible has happened. I don't really know how to explain it. Everything that's happened, to tell you the truth, I didn't believe it for a couple of weeks, but quite frankly, what's happened in all physical explanation impossible. I'm not hallucinating. I'm not suffering delusion because of solitude. In fact, the experience has left me in such an enlightened state that I would have never imagined possible. There's still much, however, I still don't understand, and I know I never will. I've done full diagnostics on the ship's computer and checked star charts and first-hand observation of the stars, and without any heavy body to change our course, without time or fuel in abundance enough to ever perform such a radical maneuver in space. We are now heading back to Earth at half light speed. Now, what I'm about to tell you is, I can show you this is true. It was a little over a month ago now when I had an encounter with an entity, an intelligent life form. It was just when we were about to cross the light speed barrier, and the bridge filled with multicolored light that seemed to pulsate and swirl. And at first I thought it was an effect of crossing light speed, but the light began to collect in front of me until it began to form a human shape. And there were no details at this point, but just a silhouette of light. It was so bright, I could hardly look at it. But I couldn't look away. It stood there in front of me for about a minute. And then it began to divide into two human forms. Soon some details began to show, and eventually the light died down, and what appeared to be two human men stood in front of me. But they were not completely separated. They remained joined where they shared one hand. It was really disturbing. I was sure I'd been knocked out and was dreaming or experienced some sort of space dementia from the jump to hyper light speed, and I thought I had gone mad. They stood there silent for a moment, and I finally spoke and said, "Who are you?" And they answered both at the same time. "I am a one, almost we." I didn't understand what that meant at first, but they explained later. But I asked, "Where are you from?" And they replied, "I am not from a where or when. I am outside natural laws." And I asked, "Why are you here?" And it told me, "I warn you and save the physical dimensions from destruction." At this point, I reached down and activated the audio-video recording system. Here's some of the conversation we had.
I must remain an almost we, so your camera will not see I. However, your audio will record our conversation, and you will be responsible to relay our message to all of the people of your planet Earth.
How do you know what I just did?
I read your mind, Commander Payton. I am aware of all thoughts and memories of yourself and your entire crew. I see you are looking at the hand almost we share. Does that disturb you?
Yes, it kind of does.
Perhaps if almost we share at the foot. Is that better?
Yes, thank you. Please forgive me. I don't understand. But are you two or one?
I am one, almost two. I must remain not all the way two, so that we can perform the task at hand. The power is not allowed at the state of we. I am only in the state of almost we, to be able to relate to you. It is to give you a recognizable image that you can feel comfortable with. I have been all the way two on your planet before, on many occasions, to watch humanity, to keep track of their advancements, and in the most extreme situations, to prevent them from destroying themselves.
What do you know about our planet?
I know all there is to know in your physical realm, from your dimensions to all below. Mankind, however, is still so unpredictable. I must still observe to learn more. I know some of my realm, and nothing of the realms above I.
How many realms above us?
There is no number.
So why are you here on this ship?
That is enough record keeping for now.
And that's when the recording system stopped. What they told me next was something I had to be taught to understand. And for the next week, they stayed with me, explaining things I would have never learned from the greatest minds in our world. In fact, I learned that our greatest minds many times are blinded into believing things that are not true at all. I became re-educated in all things scientific and philosophical. The knowledge they gave me in those next few days was so far beyond what we could ever understand in our confined environment of dimension and time. I said they, didn't I? Well, they told me that when they are all the way to, that they go by the name of Kenny and walk among men without any indication of being a super entity. They said that when they visit Earth, they have to become two, so the power they have will not affect the physical realm. They said that they could easily destroy the entire universe at will, but their intention was never to destroy. And that was the reason they were visiting me. Over the week-long period, I did not sleep or eat or drink. I did not grow tired. I was sustained by their power and also given insight beyond normality so that I could understand what they told me. They said that this was only possible while they remained in their state of almost we. They said that this was how they still have their full creational powers. I was shown proofs of real science, and that most of what I knew was lies, driven by an atheistic view of the universe that made itself without purpose or design. The new knowledge that I was given explained things that I had questioned for many years of my life. I came to full understanding of the creation of the universe, and it is in fact very young. They explained the condition we assume as dark matter and how it causes the expansion of the universe and how it affects what we observe. And they also explained that when time was created, we did not start at the beginning, but that a past time was also created, in essence, that never really happened. This is very hard to explain, but I understand fully. I was given that ability by them. They explained to me that what life really is starting from a cell, which is only a community of machines working together without any awareness. They said that in like fashion, our physical bodies are not really alive at all, but only animated. Real life is in the same realm that they occupy, a step above the physical nature that we're in. While we remain in our bodies, it's this conscious force is alive. If we were to cut off an arm or body part, the part has no awareness by itself, nor does the body. But it's only the life force that perceives. It's the life force that asks questions and seeks knowledge. The body only wants fuel and nutrition and exercise and rest, and that's about it. They explained to me the infinite nature of the Ultimate One, who could create life and all the things in the physical realm that could contain it. I began to feel a grief to all of mankind that believed that we came about by mistake. I knew now that things did not form themselves, that in fact it was such a stupid thing to believe that I wondered how I ever became indoctrinated in such a ridiculous lie. And then I realized that the evil force at work had an agenda to destroy life, destroy all humanity. At some point during this learning period, something happened that I was quite unaware of, that they finally told me why they had to visit the Mayflower. This was the first ship that could finally pass the speed of light, or so we thought. They explained to me that the reason they stopped us, that the speed of light is the speed limit of the universe, and that they are supernatural, and the realm of beyond speed of light travel is reserved for them, and for those who have left their bodies in death and have been kept from the abyss. Yes, it's true. Heaven and hell are real. They explained that there is no speed limit beyond the speed of light. In other words, we cannot travel a little faster than light, or twice as fast, or 10 times as fast. Once beyond the speed of light, travel is infinitely fast. The implications of this are that if we would have been allowed to cross the barrier, we would have suddenly and permanently occupied every location in the entire universe in a frozen state of stopped time. It would have annihilated all of existence for all intents and purposes. They told me that they had observed us on Earth, listening to the sky for decades for any indication of intelligent life. They told me there's a reason that we never heard, even once, anything. It's because there is none. They said that Earth is the only place in the entire universe that was created to support life. We should have realized it a long time ago before we did so much damage. We were only looking for another place to eventually destroy, and so they stopped us. They also informed me that the planet we were headed for was lifeless and could never support life. They said that the robots and other equipment had broken down about 3 years ago, leaving the dwellings only half built. We were on a suicide mission. It was only after all of this that they informed me of their action taken against the mission, They told me that during the week, the ship was instantaneously turned around and reduced to half-light speed. They said that the computers would keep the ship on course until we got to Earth's orbit, and it would wake up the crew. They also told me that the entire crew in their dream state had observed everything that took place and had been given the same enlightenment I had received. I would not be alone with my story, and there will be no confusion when the crew is revived. After this, they told me that we are all to disperse and tell the world what we had learned. We are to crush the false information that has infected the minds of mankind. Then they left. When I think back about all this, I think it was an angel. I'm still a good 6 months from Earth, just able to make out the solar system and a few planets with the optical telescope. This mission will not be in vain. I've been making observations along the way. I've already observed many anomalies out here, which, with my new state of mind, I'll be able to explain. I've taken new charts of the stars from out here that show some new stars that were eclipsed by our previous charts. Also, at this great distance from Earth, we will have new 3D photos of the sky with far more accurate measurements of distance. I've seen a couple of renegade planets out here in the emptiness, and I've detected masses of dark matter area, which aren't at all what you think. And I'll explain it when I get back. The most important thing is that we know now the only other life in the universe is supernatural. In fact, as I now see it, they are natural, and we are in the sub-nature. I can now feel my life force and my soul as something eternal and separate from my body, yet confined to it until the time to depart has come. And although I am saddened by the state of man, with my new understanding, I'm encouraged that we can change things before we utterly destroy ourselves. There's hope that mankind can get along. And they told me one more thing. They said that they somehow altered time so that when we get back, we'll only have been gone for 3 months. We're going to see our loved ones again. We bring new wisdom to the earth, the new earth. We're coming home.